All right, just want to take a moment to show off what we've got in the works at the composite shop right now. Going through it, this airfoil section was an experiment of the 2-pound polystyrene foam. See if I could get it to correctly make the airfoil. You can see the leading edge kind of crumpled because I tried to wrap it around the compression of the foam, the bag. It just seems like probably want to lay it as 2 individual sheets and then trim it when they come together, kind of like at the back end. So I can focus on that edge. That's that. This airfoil will be in between the uprights or the support to keep them laterally stable instead of using some kind of guy wire. This will be less drag inducing. We've got some just corner end plates here. These will be for the main elements of the wing, and the flap that's planned, kind of laid them out, just kind of sketching what they would look like when they're arranged. These are the parts that have soaked up the most time. The braces that mount to the rear of the chassis. This one did not come out nearly as well as this one. I learned a lot on bagging. They went through 2 layup processes. So one to get the initial shape form, and then a second one to add the, what they call it, structured layup reinforcement. You can see, and this is raised, but different orientation of this fiber. The main piece skin coat is a 0 to 90 ply, and then this is a 45 bias. And it's oriented to help carry any kind of a beam loading from drilling holes to mount a diffuser or something. You can see underlying here these the tape. It's 1-inch tape under the fabric. They go down kind of structural bracing, and there was another 0.90 ply wrapped around the back edge. And you can kind of see I had to cut all these slices so that I could fold it to try to get it to comply. Obviously not perfect, because I expect a lot of force to be in this joint right here. There's another 45 ply, and this is just painted over the edge. In fact, the edge is all, because there's exposed balsa wood. I paint them with epoxy first, and then it's just black primer. It'll be covered with a clear. The fitment should be pretty close between this and the rear of the bumper. This is up, and then this is toward the car itself. Who knows how much people will be looking at them, but they need to be strong enough so somebody can grab it right here and push on the car. So they're pretty sturdy. This will mount to the bumper brace, and then this will mount using some other brackets to the rear of the chassis. So I got a couple options for brackets. If you've been following along, you've seen these videos of many failed experiments. This one has some kind of either a thin polypropylene film on it or a cellophane, but when it was compressed, the side I have there did not release from the material, so I haven't found a good way to etch that off. I can sand it to try to get a join. This is Mylar polypropylene as well, maybe with an aluminum on it, and then I bonded the aluminum side to the epoxy, so it is stuck on there good. The back side of it will release. I don't know if it will release under pressure. If I use these get a lot of clamping force when I make these angles. On this one I used just vacuum bagging material as my release film. So it's not perfectly glossy, it's not perfectly flat, but it came out very well. As you can see, I haven't trimmed any of these pieces. These pieces only have their edges trimmed. These bracket pieces are cut out, a couple of different thicknesses. You've seen these in other videos. Sound like dense plastic. Pretty easy to sand, carbon fiber overall. These are, they have that same cellophane or polypropylene or whatever it is onto the surface. And, part of me says remake them, part of me says keep pressing. This is the fiberglass on that side. That was when I laid it against the car to get the initial shape. This angle is incorrect. It's too wide an angle, so this part will have to be bent down. Now, there's a little bit of flex in them, like any laminate. We'll see. If not, I guess I can either cut it off, or everything else, I could redo the whole piece. While we're at the table, we've got the aluminum angle that I used to make all of these brackets. Just spent a long time cleaning off all of the epoxy that seeped onto it. I'll be using a release film on them for sure, like a polyvinyl acetate. Nope, make that polyvinyl alcohol painted on there so that there's the actual film on the aluminum surface. It'll add some processing time up front, but after spending an hour and a half cleaning and scrubbing them with some really nasty chemicals, I think it's worth it. This piece of foam right here is part of the foam core for the main element, and there's the leading edge portion of it. The leading edge will be getting skinned to add a shear web, and then the spar caps. Well, here I guess this is the 3-inch carbon fiber tape I'll be using for the spar caps. 2 layers on that. The shear web will approximate something like this. It'll be kind of thin, but it'll be on a 45 bias instead of this 0.90, and then 80 inches long. It'll have varying thickness because the loading is not uniform for the wing. Near the uprights, it has more of a bending load than it would outboard or between the uprights. And then this final one is trying to get this angle to make the join from the bottom of the main element to some type of a vertical surface so I can mount it to the uprights when I make those. And it's a fairly complex shape. And then I don't know how it's going to work with wrapping the fabric, but I just took the foam remnants that the airfoil was shipped in. It was cut with, and then taped on these other pieces of foam. So I'll try to get that angle copied, and we'll do one for the other side. I expect this will be more complicated than it needs to be, just like everything on this table. But if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, that's kind of where we're at. I just figured to show you. We'll see if we can get this thing put together. Hopefully it doesn't look stupid when it's all done, but who knows? Should be pretty strong at least.